Hey, kia ora, Helen Brom's here, coming live from Sun City in, no, wait, rewind. Kia ora, Helen Brom's coming to you live from San Marcos in California. Welcome to Before the Dirt Nap podcast number 1218. Changes and escapes are happening. And what do we mean by that? Well, so I had a very funny email today. So first of all, changes. This trip so far has been amazing. It's been very emotional coming back to California after being away for, let's see, last time I was in California was April of last year. It's April 2021. So I haven't been back in California since then. It's been there was an emotional roller coaster going on with lots of stuff inside my head happening. And it's just like things I would stop and think about. Like, do I really want to do that? Do I want to do this? I'm just going ahead and doing. There's just some driving force out there that is helping me to just plow through and do things that I would normally stop and think, should I do this? Should I not do this? I don't know. Who knows? So there's lots of different mental things going. Like it's like there's just been this escape, this huge break, this breakthrough going through. It's really weird at times. I don't know what to make of it. But some people have told me that I'm changing. I'm learning to release things. Things are being released and that sort of thing. And I thought, yeah, that could be about right. I don't have my crutch with me, which is Zephy. And I think I've used Zephy a lot as an excuse. Well, I left her behind in Arizona at this great sitter's place, and so I don't have her to use as an excuse this week. So maybe that's part of it as well. But it's very interesting. It's just there's been this whole mental shift. I'm wearing my clothes, my Tigger shirt on today. Uncovered that last night. Yes, I did get my big suitcase unpacked, and it's all in its organized piles on the floor in front of the couch. I did watch what I watched last night, Quantum of Solace, but my DVD player would not transfer the sound to the TV very well. So it was sort of like, so I had to go get audio cables today. They've got one that's meant to be an AV, which is supposed to do both the sound and the video, and it's just doing just the video. And the sound is a little, maybe we'll work, maybe we won't, but you've got to have the TV turned up so high that you can barely hear it anyway. So I've got the sound cable and they got it all hooked up and we're good to go for tonight. So I got to watch that. And I made the comment that at the beginning of the movie, you know how it usually goes black screen and then you see the white dot comes across the screen and then it starts coming back with the James Bond theme playing and it comes back and there's a guy and James Bond is there in the gun barrel because you can see it because it's got the spiral things on it. And then he suddenly turns and shoots and you see the red blood come down over the barrel. They didn't have that at the beginning of the movie. And I thought, have they done away with that? Because like if you remember me saying, I don't remember anything of Quantum of Solace. Get to the movie, watching the movie, get to the very end, and just before, and the screen fades out, the little white dot comes, this is at the end of the movie, before the credits roll. The little white dot comes across the screen. It comes back. Daniel Craig is in the view. He turns and shoots and I'm like, they put it at the end. So I'm curious to see tonight when I watch Skyfall, which I'll be doing straight after this, to see if they have it at the beginning of the movie or if they put it at the end again. But if you remember I mentioned in Casino Royale, they did it in the middle of the movie. Or not the middle of the movie, they did it during the movie because it's the very first time you see him when you see him do his first kill, they suddenly bring up the barrel with the blood and everything else. So it's pretty cool how they did that. But anyway, so we got that out of the way. Watching Skyfall tonight. Skyfall is the second James Bond movie that made me cry. In this one, in the reboot, which started with Casino Royale, we get to finally meet Moneypenny and we get to meet Q. And Q's a really nerdy guy. I really, as much as I love Desmond Llewellyn, and John Cleese is always a really good guy, is a really good actor to watch anyway. So I enjoyed him in his small role as R and then Q. But the guy they bring in to play Q in the reboot is this real nerdy kid, and I like his character. I don't know. There's just something about him that I just like. I like the way the guy portrays Q, just being this really nerdy thing. But they're so techno with all of this stuff. Like in Quantum Solace last night, you're watching them. You're looking at this bird's eye view of this table, and it's one of those digital tables where they're moving things around and sliding things up and throwing them up on the wall and doing this. And it was just sort of like a little too techno for me, technology-wise. But I thought, it kind of felt futuristic rather than traditional James Bond. And I know that there's that sort of stuff out there. I know officers move it and everything else. But to me, it just didn't feel right. But anyway, so looking forward to watching Skyfall in a way tonight. So we get to meet Moneypenny, we get to meet the new Q, and there is a farewell in there, which is a bit of a tearjerker. And we get to see James Bond's childhood home, Skyfall, in the Highlands of Scotland. And if you remember all the way back on Her Majesty's Secret Service with George Lazenby, he played this guy from the heraldry who was going to go and confirm if Blofeld actually was part of the Blofeld family. And we got to see the Bond crest, which had the saying in Italian, and when you translated it, it was "The world is not enough," which later, film number 20 of the James Bond Eon Productions franchise, was "World is not enough." So there you go. So tonight we actually get to see Skyfall, which is the Bond estate, and we get to see James Bond's childhood home and meet the gamekeeper and all that sort of stuff. But it's pretty cool because in this one here, there's a few twists and turns and things that are happening that are forcing people out of one area into another area. You don't know who to trust and that sort of thing. You can see people being pigeonholed and getting blame put on them and being set up, basically, which is kind of really cool. A little different thing to the normal James Bond movie because you really don't know who to trust. And there's a couple of twists and turns in this one. From what I can remember, it's been a while since I've seen Skyfall. So yes, I'm looking forward to seeing that. I got a report from the dog sitters today. I got the story of the dog sitters today, and it cracked me up because they were commenting about how smart Zeffie is. And as soon as they said, that they were amazed about how smart Zeffie was, I said, what is it that she did that made you realize that? And they said that in their backyard, they have these various grass areas, and they have trained their two dogs, which is a Chihuahua and a Golden Doodle, to only go to the bathroom on these particular grass areas. And she said, and Zeffie just followed them and worked it out by herself, just watched them and followed the procedure. And so she said, we haven't had to clean up from her from anywhere else. She's only gone to the bathroom on these particular grass areas in the backyard. And I'm like, that's awesome. So today she sends me this little story about how she had to take the kids to school. And so she put Zeffie in her crate and locked the crate. And for Zeffie's crate, it's got this handle at the top of the door. And you have to lift it up, push it in, and then drop it down. And then you push the handle down. And so it locks at the top and locks on the side. So she takes, and she's gone for like 20 minutes. And to drop the kids off at school. She comes home, and Zeffie is on the couch with their golden noodle. And I'm like, and I just started laughing. As soon as I read that story, I started laughing. And she had figured out how to get out of her crate. Yeah, I haven't locked her in her crate since, when I last put her in her crate. Oh, it was one time we had a guy come to work on the RV. They had to have her in the crate for that because he was going in and out so much. They had to put her in the crate for that. But that was over a year ago. So it's been over a year since she's actually been locked in her crate. And there's times when I'm like sitting there in front of me, she goes in her crate and says, fine, you want to go in your crate? Fine. And I'll just lock her in there, but I'll sit out there and talk to her. And then I just open up after a few minutes. But she watches, she observes, she tries to duplicate. And I was cracking up laughing with this. And then she said, so when they went to school, she said, so when we went to school today, she said, I put her in the crate and I tilted the crate so the door couldn't get, so she wasn't able to open the door because she put it up kind of against the wall. And she said, I come home and she says, there's this big dent in the door where Zeffy's bent the door. My dog weighs a ball of 38 pounds and she's got a metal crate. So she says, I think I might just take it with me in the car tomorrow. So yeah, she'll enjoy that. I says, if she starts whining while you're in the car, it's because she has not been buckled in. Because Zeffy is, every time I put her in the car, I always get her little strap out, attach it to her harness, and it's plugged into the seatbelt buckle thing. And there's been a couple of times I've forgotten, and Zeffy's just like whining the whole way. What the heck's wrong with her? We're stopping, and it gets worse at a red light because we have to stop. And I go, well, we have to stop because the light's red. I can't go through a red light. And so I'm explaining this to my dog as to why we've stopped. And she just gets louder and louder. And what the heck's going on? So finally, the first time she did this, I pulled over and I went around the back, went around to her door on the passenger side and opened the door and started talking to her and realized I didn't have her buckled in. I had undone her leash. I had not attached her buckle to her harness. So I attached her strap to her harness. And says, is that what you were talking about? And she just sits there and looks at me. And so I close the door, get back in. She's quiet. Not a peep. She was telling me that she wasn't buckled in. I'm like, isn't that interesting? And so the next time that she started performing like that, I found somewhere safe to pull over, got out, went around. Sure enough, I'd forgotten to buckle her in. I was taken to the sitters for the first time, like the weekend before last for our trial run. Got the same performance in the back saying, pretty sure, didn't I buckle her? Sure, I buckled her in. Pulled over the side of the road, put her out. Nope, I had not buckled her in. Buckled her in. She's quiet. As soon as she's buckled in. So I mentioned to the sitter, I said, yeah, if it's okay to take her in the car, but if she starts whining, it's because she has not been buckled in. I said, that's all part of her thing. If I don't buckle, I said, well, if I'm not driving in the car and I have not buckled her in, she is kicking up her performance in the back seat. And once I buckle her in, she's quiet. So if that happens, that's why. She's like, got it. But and of course she's at home with the little 18-month-old, and she sends me this picture. They're in the playroom, and Zeffy's sitting up, and they've got like this bed thing, this big sofa bed thing sitting underneath the window there. And she sends me this picture, and her 18-month-old is like laying on his back, leaning up against some pillows there, reading a book. And what's Zeffy doing? Sitting at his head, looking out the window, keeping patrol. And I'm like, that's my girl. So she's been having a blast. And they said, she's very aware and knows where everybody is, knows where she needs to be. She wants to be with everybody, wherever she wants to be where everybody is. She wants to know where everybody is all the time. I says, yep. I said, my RV only has one door to get in and out. I said, I have an emergency window in the bedroom. So if I go into the bedroom, if I go to the bathroom, she follows me because I'm now out of her sight. She needs to make sure that I'm okay, that I haven't escaped in any way, even though she knows full well I can't get out of the bathroom without her seeing me, and I can't get out of the bedroom without her seeing me, but she has to come and check on me anyway. But if she walks out of the room and goes to sleep on the bed, that's fine. But if I get up and go get up and go into the bedroom for anything, she's there, standing in the door. What are you doing? And watches I said, she watches everything I do, everything. And so I said, it's always interesting to see what she does with what she watches. So, yes, so Zeffy's been a little escape artist at their place and has figured out how to get out of her crate. I'm like, how the hell did she? I'm like thinking, okay, to get out of the crate, you've got to, when the crate is closed up, you grab hold of the handle on the door, you have to pull it up and lift the door and then swing it out, because there's hooks on the side of the door that hook into place on the side there. And the top one, the top handle, it locks when it folds. It's got this U-shaped thing on it. So when you push the handle down, it goes on the other side of the wire, so you can't get out. And I thought, if those are in place, how the hell did she even figure out? And I thought, she hasn't been in that crate for over a year, and yet she remembers how it works. I'm like, that's a smart little dog. So one thing I've always wanted to do is do the circuit training, over the leaps and through the tunnels and up the thing and down the other side, and the weaving thingies. I've always wanted to do that with her, so maybe I'll look into doing some training with her on that, finding a place where we can go and do that, like on the weekends or something, and go play that way, and get her out a lot more as well. So we're going to see. But anyway, that's my report on changes and escapes for today. And yes, I did do my I had a lot of reading to do. I did do a lot of reading this morning before my event started today. It was a great day at the event. We have breakthrough zones again today. Oh, breakthrough zones. I love breakthrough zones. Oh, there's a place around here. What's it called? It's a homemade ice cream place, which I've heard a lot about but never been to. And so after I went and picked up my audio cord for the DVD player, I've got it all plugged in and it works beautifully. Had to test it. And so I thought, I'm going to stop by there on the way home and get dessert. So that's sitting in the fridge. So I'm going to go put my feet up, put Skyfall on, put my feet up and enjoy ice cream. And I have the Chocoholic chocolate ice cream with dark chocolate ice cream with chocolate chunks in it. And then there was another one that's a vanilla and chocolate mix with, I think they said brownies in there. Can't remember. But whatever it is, I'm going to go sit on the couch and enjoy it while I watch Skyfall, and I'll have some tissues handy as well. So it's been a great day. Mentally, I'm exhausted. Been sleeping really, really well the last couple of nights. It's just sort of like fall into bed, fall asleep. But I'm always waking up before the alarm goes off. So I'm definitely getting enough sleep. Like this morning, I was awake at 4:55 this morning. I woke up to go to the bathroom and went back, saw what the time was, and looked, I was to stay up. So I did. So anyway, go have and I'm not doing, I've still got one more suitcase to go through. It's a little one, so I'll go through the little one tonight. And then what have I got left? I think I've got boxes left after that. Yeah. Kind of been through some of the boxes already, so but I'll go through the last little suitcase that I have and see what we can do with that. But it's been awesome finding, I've got these sweatpants, which I love because they're not gathered in at the ankle. They're just like thick yoga pants. The only thing is they don't have pockets. When I'm out walking Zeffy, I like to have pockets on me. So I'm going to put the keys. I found one box that has in there, when I used to go out walking Gus, I had this bum bag that I put around that had reflectorized stuff on it. Found my old reflector vest in there as well. Whenever I go out in the evenings, I've always got the reflective vest on, even around the RV resort. And even with the RV, with the reflective vest on and a flashlight on, and Zeffy with her reflective harness on and her reflective leash, we have almost been hit with a car that's come sweeping around a corner, not paying attention, seeing us at the last second. I'm like, seriously, you could have seen me. They would have seen us approaching the corner from way down the street because there was like this clear distance thing, and they didn't see us to the last second after they came around the corner. And I was on the outside, Zeffy was beside me, and they barely missed us. And that was with reflective stuff on and a flashlight. I'm like, thank goodness I had that on, because if we didn't, we probably would have been hit. So yes, I found my reflective bum bag, but it's like this big thing. And don't know if I like putting that on to go for a walk, just to hold my keys. I'll figure something out. Anyway, go have a super fantastic sparkling evening, and we'll catch you back here tomorrow evening at 6 p.m. Pacific. Tomorrow's going to be a big study day tomorrow. So I got my printer, so I was able to print off the stuff so I don't have to read it on the screen. Yay, because now I can take notes. Yay. Have a super fantastic sparkling evening. Catch you guys back here tomorrow evening at 6 p.m. Pacific time. Hey, Konera.